Multi-factor authentication. There are three primary factors and various additional attributes. The first primary factor is something you know. This factor is the most common and traditionally used, such as a password, a PIN number, a memorized secret, a passphrase, etc. etc. A technical keynote. One way of strengthening a password is by using a passphrase. A passphrase is similar to a password but has a unique meaning to a user, aka you could use a passphrase of I passed the CISSP exam. This creates a longer and stronger password compared to say password 123. So again, factor 1 is something you know. Technical caveat. Some older documents may refer to this type of authentication as a Type 1 factor. Our second factor is something you have. For example, physical devices that a user possesses and can help them provide authentication. Examples include a smart card, hardware token, memory card, a USB device, or even a mobile phone, which nowadays can have a form of authenticator app, or the process of simply receiving a text or phone call to verify the user has the device. Again, factor 2 is something you have. Note, older documents may refer to this type of authentication as type 2. And moving on to factor 3, something you are, which uses the physical characteristics of a person and is based on biometrics. For example, fingerprints, face scans, retina scans, iris patterns, and palm scans, to name a few. This factor 3, aka biometrics, is a relatively new 21st century invention, and you can refer to my previous video on biometrics and its associated type 1/2 errors. So again, factor 3 is something you are. Note, older documents may refer to this as a type 3 authentication factor. Now those are the three primary authentication factors. However, additional factors, aka attributes, can be used in conjunction with the primary three factors. I will discuss the two factors that the CISSP exam adds as additional attributes. The first additional attribute is somewhere you are, which identifies a user's location based on a specific computer, a geographic location identified perhaps by an Internet Protocol IP address, or a phone number identified by a caller ID. Important note, controlling access by physical location forces a user to be present somewhere. Geolocation technologies can even identify a user's location based on their IP address. Technical keynote, the inverse of this factor would be somewhere you aren't. For example, using geolocation technologies to track an employee who is meant to be in the office but is logging in from a beach in Hawaii. So again, this additional factor 4 is somewhere you are. And the second additional factor the CISSP exam references is known as something you do, aka context-aware authentication. This can identify multiple attributes of a user, such as their location, the time of day, and mobile device that is used when they log on. These attributes can be combined to create a pattern behavior requirement that must be met before a user can log in or be allowed access. For example, a user who must work a morning shift must meet the requirements of being at home, logged in at 3 a.m., and also using their company mobile laptop device. All these requirement attributes must be met in order for the user to begin their morning shift. So, to recap, here are the three primary authentication factors. A bonus exam tip: a single factor authentication only uses one authentication factor. However, multi-factor authentication uses two or more authentication factors. These can be any combination of the factors discussed throughout this video. And always remember this important principle. Two different, I repeat, different factors are always stronger than one factor. In fact, progressively stronger when implemented correctly, with something you know, aka a password, being the weakest, and something you are, aka biometrics, being the strongest. Furthermore, adding additional factors such as somewhere you are and something you do can further increase the security of multi factor authentication. If you wish to learn more about biometrics, here is a link to my previous video. And finally, please ensure, if not already, that you have liked and subscribed to this channel to ensure you do not miss any future content. And this also helps support this channel's growth, which would be super fantastic for everybody so that I can continue explaining cybersecurity like I am a 2-year-old.